We are going to check the CAN lines of a NOx sensor in a Renault Premium DXi. First, we have to locate the component using Jaltest. We go to Jaltest, we select Truck, select Renault, we select the Premium family, Premium DXi, we select the anti-pollution system, and we go to diagrams. We select the wiring diagram, and we look for the component in the diagram. We zoom in to see the component better, and we can see that pins 1 and 2 correspond to CAN high line and CAN low line. Pin 3 is the negative pin, and pin 4 is the power supply. Now we go to the sensor to locate the pins. Here we have the sensor, and we locate the pins, pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, and pin 4. We unplug the connector, and we see that this is pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, and pin 4. We connect the multimeter to measure resistance. As the ignition of the vehicle is off, we can measure resistance between lines CAN high and line CAN low. We connect the multimeter to pins 1 and 2, as we have seen in Jaltest. And we see that the resistance we are measuring is 63 ohms, that is approximately 60 ohms, which is the CAN resistance between both lines. Now we're going to perform some voltage checks, so we have to turn the ignition of the vehicle on. Now that the ignition is on, we're going to do some voltage checks. So we put the multimeter to measure voltage. Now we're measuring voltage. And we saw in Jaltest, pin 3 is the negative pin. We're going to measure the power supply of this component. So the negative pin of the multimeter is connected to pin 3. And the positive on pin 4. We see in the multimeter that we are measuring 26 volts, that is around 24 volts, which is the voltage of the batteries of this vehicle. We leave the negative pin of the multimeter in pin 3, and we move it, the positive pin, to pin 2. Now we are measuring the voltage of the CAN low line. It is around 2.3 volts. We move the positive pin of the multimeter to pin 1, and we are measuring now around 2.6 volts, which is the voltage of the CAN high line. To be able to check the CAN signals and to see how they behave, we need to use an oscilloscope. We are going to use a 2-channel oscilloscope, as we're going to see both signals, signal of CAN high and signal of CAN low. We're going to connect the blue probe to see the CAN low signal. We put the tips on the probe, and we connect it to pin 3, that is negative, and pin 2, that is the CAN low signal. We do the connection, and now we connect the channel B, which we are going to use to check the CAN high signal. We connect it to pin 3 also. We connect the tip, and we put it on pin 1, which is the CAN high signal. Once the connection has been done, we can see the CAN signal using the oscilloscope. Here in the oscilloscope we are seeing the channel A signal, and we see that the channel B signal is off. We turn it on, and now we see both signals. If we use the auto scale button, the program will scale the signal so we can see it better. Now we use the trigger function, we put it on repeat. We move the trigger. And now we play with the time scale so we can see the signal better. We leave it there, and if we stop the signal, now we can move the cursors and measure the voltage levels of both signals. We move the channel A cursor, and we see that the CAN low signal varies between 2.4 volts and 1.3 volts. If we move the cursors of the CAN high signal, we see that it varies between 3.5 volts and 2.4 volts. As you can see, to check a CAN line, it's very important to first look for the correct technical information using Jaltest, then do the necessary checks using a multimeter, and finally visualize that signal using an oscilloscope.